Ashley, I want to stay on the Mercers, though, because you wrote about Rebecca Mercer, who rarely speaks, saying that she's separating herself from Steve Bannon, but said she hasn't had contact for many months, which I found curious because on October 18th of last year, she hosted a cocktail party in her apartment on the Upper West Side of New York City, where Steve Bannon was a featured guest, and she was very complimentary of him, introducing him all around the party, saying very lovely things about him.
I think the thing that's clear now, and you're exactly right, this was an incredibly close relationship. And Steve Bannon and the Mercers for years had sort of plotted to get a populist, a nationalist, an alt-right, if you would call it, politician in the White House, and they sort of came together around Donald Trump as an empty vessel, so to speak, who they could help elect to promote their political and ideological agenda. So there's a certain irony now that Trump is also ending up being the breaking point between them. But the one thing I can say is the split now is very real. And if you read Rebecca Mercer's statement, the statement itself is harsh, but what's really striking is to understand and keep in mind that this is someone who is notoriously press shy, who never talks to the media, who never confirms anything publicly, who almost never puts out a statement. So even as much as what the statement itself says is just the fact that she felt compelled to go on the record about this is quite telling about the break in their relationship now.
It is. You might want to ask her what many months means, because to me, October 18th feels like 2 months ago. Bill, I want to talk.
And you might ask her whether she regrets anything. I mean, she and Steve Bannon are responsible for introducing into the mainstream of American politics alt-right bigotry, authoritarianism, illiberal kind of version of populism, many, many things, and they also helped Donald Trump become president. Does she have any regrets about that, or does she just gets to say, well, I've broken off things with Bannon, and I'm just kind of, you know, I am happy with what I've done. I mean, I do think there's a little bit too much of like, oh, great, Mercer's dumped Bannon, let's all be friendly to Rebecca Mercer.
All right, we're going to go back to Rebecca Mercer.